Throughout the years of watch collecting, we'll hear the name of Seiko come up quite often. The reason for that is simple. Seiko makes a lot of great watches, various at different price points for different consumers, as well as collectors, enthusiasts, and even up-and-coming beginners in the watch world and industry. Before we begin the review, I'd like to say I am the local watch guy. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell icon to stay tuned and updated for any new content. On my left here, I have the Seiko SBDC101, or known as internationally in the market as the SPB143. And on to my right, I have the Seiko SKX007. I made a full review of this watch on my channel. I'll be leaving a link for that up in the video as well as the description box. And the SKX007 I've mentioned numerous times throughout my videos, reviewing the aftermarket presidential bracelet, where you can get it from. So be sure to check those videos out if you want a review of those watches. But for this video, I'll be comparing the two and showing you what I like and dislike about watches, so it is a completely honest video and there will be no biased opinions, and I'm not sponsored by anything that I mentioned in this video. Bear in mind, both these watches have aftermarket strap and bracelet, so did not keep anything from the factory. You know, obviously minus the whole watch face and everything. But for the SKX, I did modify the bezel. I did insert a ceramic bezel. I just wanted the full complete lume, as the dial only looms. But for now, I believe that the ceramic bezel is going to be a keeper. For the SBDC101, I am going to keep this watch stock. I will not change anything. Obviously, this is I'd rather say an expensive watch, right above $1,000, and the SKX007 will cost you around, give or take $300 to $350. Their prices are changing every day, so I may not be accurate on the price, but nevertheless, it is a sort of semi-budget friendly watch. The SKX is actually 42.5 millimeters in diameter, and it is 13 millimeters thick. Both of the watches that I have are actually 200 meters and water resistant, so they're both obviously diver watches. And if you're looking for something that is a daily beater and you're kind of shy of, or I would say not shy, but hesitant on spending $1,000 on a Seiko, by all means, the SKX is your best friend. The watch is stainless steel. The stock bracelet was very rattly and I did not like the way it felt. It was also pulling my hairs. The stock bracelet was the Jubilee bracelet. Looked nice, sort of resembles the Datejust look, not the feel, unfortunately, but then again, you get what you pay for. The watch is, approximately $300, so don't expect anything of luxurious quality from the bracelet. So I went ahead and put a presidential bracelet. I'll be leaving a link for that in the description box below. This has the day and date. Obviously, the days are in Arabic and English. So this watch has the caliber 7S26 automatic movement. There's no manual winding in this watch, which is a letdown for me. But then again, as I said, you get what you pay for. I'm a huge fan of manually winding my watches. It just gives it that sort of feel, I would say similar to driving a manual car where you just sort of feel the car. But in terms of this watch, decent movements, accuracy is not the best thing. It loses 20 seconds and gains 40 seconds per day. A lot of people will comment on misalignments, and I guess it is an issue with Seikos, but if you're like me, you want to wear something nice as a daily beater watch, something to wear to start your day. This watch is king for those, lazy days, I would say, or just you want to go diving in it, you want to go swimming, you can even pop this in a business suit, it will serve its purpose quite well. By all means necessary, a beautiful looking watch, and regardless what anyone says, calls it a cheap Seiko and whatnot, you'll see a lot of major collectors have this watch in their collection. So the SKX is in full stainless steel. Stock weight with the OEM bracelet is 135 grams. So we'll put this on the scale and see how much it weighs with the aftermarket bracelet. Placing the SKX with the aftermarket bracelet, it is 170 grams for the SKX007 with the aftermarket bracelet, and the SKX007 with the stock bracelet as the Jubilee one is only 135 grams. Placing the SBDC101 on the scale, you'll see that it weighs 100 grams with the aftermarket sailcloth strap, and the stock weight of this watch is actually 180 grams. So a huge difference over here. The SBDC101 has a lug-to-lug measurement of 47.6 millimeters, has a lug width of 20 millimeters, so it's very strap friendly. Also satin brushed finish, as well as the sunburst gray dial and a shiny black bezel. They both have unidirectional rotating bezels. The only difference I would say in terms of the inner dial, obviously you have the rectangular indices and you have the circular indices here, and the SKX has the day and date as the SBDC has the date only. The SBDC 101 has the 6R15 caliber automatic movement, and that gives you an accuracy of plus 25 and loses up to minus 15 seconds per day. So I would say it is a little bit more, I would say quite more accurate than the SKX007 on to my right. And the SPB143, SBDC101, I'm getting quite confused saying that multiple times throughout the video, but it maintains operation around 21,600 beats per hour and has a frequency of up to 3 Hertz. So they made this watch, as a history reissue of the 62 mass, which celebrates up to 55 years in the Seiko production line. I believe they also made the SLA017, which is also a really, really expensive watch, and it is quite limited, and you'll see that it will cost up to $5,000. But you can never go wrong with this watch. It has been having a lot of wrist time lately, and ever since I got it, I did not wear this watch. It was on my wrist, I would say 24/7 without exaggeration, just because of how good it feels. It is extremely of high quality for a Seiko, and I do not mean that in a bad way. So the watch here is 40.5 millimeters in diameter, and the watch here is 42.5 millimeters in diameter. They have the same thickness of 13 millimeters. However, the SBDC is 13.15 millimeters to be exact. But nevertheless, they're both different watches for different purposes. As I said, if you're not comfortable spending around $1,000 on a Seiko, by all means, get the SKX. But if you want something with higher finishing, get the SBDC 101 or the SPB 143. They're both beautiful watches, and I have been so proud of owning these watches, and every time I look at them, in my watch box and my collection, I will always appreciate the moment and just remember the excitement when I first got these watches, and you just cannot go wrong with them at all. In terms of power reserve, the SBDC 101 has a power reserve of 70 hours, and I don't know if it's just me, but I see that JDM models of watches are more accurate than the international ones. I may be just wrong, but it's just personally from what I'm seeing. So let's talk about the watch face. So obviously this has the curved sapphire crystal with the anti-reflecting coating on the inner surface that resists scratches and just overall shines way more brighter and looks way nicer under direct sunlight. As compared to the SKX007, it has the Hardlex mineral glass, which is not scratch resistant, But believe me when I tell you this, guys, it is tough, and unfortunately there's no anti-reflective coating on the inner surface of this watch. Let's go ahead and try these watches on my wrist and see how they look. So you can see it looks and feels absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and pop the SPB143 on my wrist and see how it feels. Absolutely beautiful. So here's the SBDC101 on my wrists in absolute beauty. And as I told you guys, this watch has been getting a lot of wrist time, and I actually even prefer it over, the Snowflake, the Rolex Explorer 2, simply because the dial is so simple and subtle and just looks absolutely beautiful. So to summarize the whole video and give you my full intake on which watches I do recommend, so the SKX or the SBDC Prospex Diver, they're both different watches for different purposes. And now the reason I'll be making this video is simple. When I first wanted to buy this watch right over here, I did not know if it compared well to the SKX007. Now, what do I mean by that? I did not want something of the similar quality. I did not know why this watch was above $1,000. So I wanted something or someone to sort of tell me and justify why the watch was so expensive. So after owning both of these watches, I thought I could make this video helpful for you guys decide if you want to buy this watch or this or both, such as I do right here. If you have enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.